Dr. Mindy here, and on this video, I'm going to show you the 3 foods that will speed up your metabolism. Here we go. 3 foods. We'll keep it simple. So the first food, ready? That will speed up your metabolism is protein. Okay, let me go into the nuance. Why protein? So when we look at what we call the macronutrients, there are 3 macronutrients. There are carbohydrates, there are fat, and there's protein. They each do something very different to your blood sugar. When you eat one of those macronutrients, that shall not be named, but it begins with a C, you eat that, it spikes your blood sugar too high, and as high as your blood sugar goes up, it goes crashing down. Whereas protein, what protein does is it doesn't spike your blood sugar as high as the C word. So it's like a dirty word now, this I feel like in the health movement. So protein is a stabilizer of blood sugar. When you eat a protein-rich meal, what's going to happen is that you're going to notice you're not going to want that next meal as quickly. How cool is that? Second thing that protein does is it's rich in amino acids. Now, your cells, you've got 72 trillion cells in your body, and each one of these cells is sensing nutrients coming in and out of it. And if you are low in amino acids, it will trigger hunger. So we don't want that cell to sense that your amino acid levels are going down. So protein is amazing. It is the go-to. It should be the go-to for so many of you. It will make it so that it's easier to go in and out of this fat burner, sugar burner. It will speed up the metabolism and it'll kill hunger. It's like the greatest macronutrient out there. Speaking of good macronutrients, the second one I want to talk about, the second food you should be eating to boost your metabolism and get your metabolism higher, is fat. Yes, you need to eat fat to burn fat. You've got to get good fat into your diet, and let me tell you why. Every time you eat fat, you go up and you kill hunger. So why is that important? Is because if you're eating all day, you're doing the 6 meals a day, you're just eating randomly, not even thinking about it, what can happen is that you can start to spike your hunger. That sucks. So if we eat fat and we stabilize our blood sugar, we're eating more fat, we kill that hunger hormone and your brain isn't constantly looking for the next food. Second thing about fat that's really powerful is it just keeps your blood sugar stable. So protein is going to really have this little blurb, like a little bit of a blurb in your blood sugar. Fat is like nothing. Like your body barely registers that blood sugar goes up. So you kill the hunger hormone, you feel amazing, and you are elongating that time period to the next meal. Okay, last food, third food, probiotic rich foods. What? Yeah, I know, we're back at the sauerkrauts and the kimchis, the kefirs, and if you don't like those foods, eat them anyways. So much of what we've talked about metabolism has been about our human cells, but you're 10 times more bacteria than you are actual human cells. So this metabolic switching I keep talking about, going in and out, it requires a healthy microbiome. So we got to add in some probiotic rich foods, the sauerkrauts, the kimchis, the kefirs, the kombuchas. Those kind of things are adding good bacteria into your gut so that those bacteria can regulate your blood sugar. So when we add probiotic rich foods back in, we feed those little gut bacteria, and what ends up happening is we stop craving the harmful foods. So this is what I told a set of doctors this weekend, which is, it's funny how when we were in college, we would take a shot of tequila, no problem, to have an effect on our brain, but then we grow up, and you're watching a YouTube video like this, and I say, hey, you should have some sauerkraut. And you're like, yeah, I don't really like sauerkraut. I'm going to tell you that eat it anyways. I don't care. I want you to love the body that you're living in. So if you have to muscle through a cup of sauerkraut every day so that you can feed those bacteria, get good bacteria in there to spike your metabolism, let's do it. Let's do what's right for the body so you can love living in the body that you are walking around in. So make sure you're getting your probiotic-rich food. The 6 worst foods you can eat if you're trying to lose weight. I've broken them down into 3 categories, and I've put them in the exact order I want you to start to peck away at and to avoid. Okay? So the first one, these are the musts. There is no ands, ifs, or buts about these. You have got to get these foods out of your diet like today. So the first one are bad oils. These are your canola, your corn, your cottonseed, your soybean, your partially hydrogenated, your vegetable oils, safflower, sunflower oils. I've done videos on these oils, but these inflammatory oils you've got to get out. Okay, second thing is the refined flours. These are man-made, these refined flours. So they are, even if they're gluten-free, this is your cakes, your cookies, your pastas, your breads, your tortillas, all of that refined flours typically will spike your blood sugar. And those are the ones you absolutely want to get rid of, because if your blood sugar goes up, your body's not burning fat. So if you want to lose weight, the name of the game is to bring your blood sugar down. The third must is any toxic ingredient. So this is your artificial colorings. This is your monosodium glutamate. This is your nitrites, your sodium nitrites, your red dyes. When you look at an ingredient label, if you cannot pronounce the word, it is an artificial ingredient. It was made by man, and it will slow down your weight loss results. The one artificial ingredient that really trips up dieters is NutraSweet. So NutraSweet is an artificial ingredient. It was made by man. There's no NutraSweet trees as far as I know, and it will absolutely make you more hungry and more insulin resistant. So avoid those. If you haven't, by the way, if you're like, whoa, that's a lot right there, don't listen to the rest of this video. But if you have done that, let's move to the next step. The next one is what I call highly suggested, which means if you and I are standing at line at the grocery store and you say, how do I lose weight? I would tell you the 3 I just said, and then I would tell you these 3. So, and what's interesting about these 3 is they're drinks. And this trips up fasters a lot because we don't tend to think of drinks as being something that's going to pull us out of a fasted state. So alcohol. Okay, here's the deal with alcohol. Even, you guys know I'm a fan of dry farm wines, even dry farm wines, if you're trying to lose weight. As long as alcohol is in your body, your liver is not burning fat. If you are struggling to lose weight, you cannot drink and burn fat at the same time. Bottom line. So you're going to want to make sure to avoid alcohol. Juices. I used to be a big juicer. I have like juicers in my kitchen still that I rarely use anymore because many times juice has too much sugar in it. We lean too much into the fruits in juices. So there's this misconception that orange juice is a health food. It is not a health food. Orange juice is a sugar bomb. It's as bad as a Coke to your weight loss efforts and to your overall metabolic health. Even green juice. When we look at green juices, I know for me, when I go to a restaurant or I go to like a cafe to order a juice, I always will get a green juice without any fruit in it. It'll be all vegetables. Not as tasty, I realize. The reason I do that is I don't want my blood sugar to spike. If you want to lose weight, get all juices out. I would even get coconut water out and make sure the alcohol goes out. Okay, last drink that I highly recommend you avoid are the soda and the diet sodas. So you can't drink Coke and lose weight, sorry. And you may find you can't drink Diet Coke and lose weight because of the NutraSweet effect, where NutraSweet is causing insulin resistance and it stimulates the flippin' hunger hormone in your brain. So you drink a Diet Coke, a Diet Pepsi, whatever, anything with NutraSweet in it, You think you're doing a great job, you're in your 15-hour fasting window, and all of a sudden an hour later you're hungry, your body's in insulin resistance, you do this day after day, and you're gonna start to get really frustrated with your fasting lifestyle, and you're gonna think fasting doesn't work for you. Fasting works for everybody, but when you start to put a diet soda into your fasting window, it might not work for you anymore. Okay, check this out. I have a free fasting guide for you all. It's free, and it's gonna teach you all the basics of fasting. It's gonna teach you how to kill hunger when you fast, which is really cool, and it's gonna show you how to break your fast, among many other things. All you gotta do is click on this link right here and enjoy. Okay, that's the highly suggested. Now let's go to possibly, you might want to think about these two foods because they may be slowing down your weight loss efforts. The first one is fruits. Now, here's the tricky part about fruits is that not all fruits are made equal. Tropical fruits, we love them for building progesterone. We don't love them for weight loss. They are highest on the glycemic index. Berries are the lowest on the glycemic index. So I often, when I'm working with somebody, I often will make sure that if they have a sugar craving, if they are doing fruits, that we just come all the way down to the berries and we start to limit it to berries and maybe even green apples because those are lower on the glycemic index. But if you're one of those people where you're like, I'm doing everything, I'm not losing weight, it may be time to get rid of the fruits. Okay, second thing, the starchier carbs. I just found my own typo here. Starchier carbs. So these are your potatoes, your squashes, your beans, your quinoa. Those are going to be starchier. And yes, they're progesterone building. So those of you that have been following me for a while might be confused right now. But the reason that we use these carbs the week before our period for women is because we are actually made that week to bring our glucose up. But the other 3 weeks, we're not made to bring our glucose up. So we want to take those carbs out. So as long as it's not the week before your period, or you're a man, then you want to make sure that you are eliminating those starchier carbs. So there you go. The 3 steps that I want you to take if you're trying to lose weight. You can pair these 3 habits with any of the 6 different fasts that I teach you. But I wanted to bring this to you guys because I see your comments and so many of you are succeeding and then some of you are frustrated. And I want to make sure that if you're frustrated, let's create some checklists here. Let's make sure that you're not doing these things because they may be affecting your weight loss efforts. So if you love this video, you're going to want to check out this video. For whatever reason, it seems like people love apple cider vinegar. Now let's make sure the timing of this apple cider vinegar is really accelerating fat loss.